The Nether, a hellish environment filled with nothing but lava and misery. Pig life roam the lands and call it their home. Fortresses built, bastions left to rot. But the question is, why is the Nether like this? Why is it just like it? Today, Komisch decides to release its footage again. It released all its findings today after the lab was unfortunately cut short by the ASI. Enjoy. Alright. Construction has officially finished with the Nether lab. The portal location has been decided while operations of the Ancient City lab were still ongoing. The construction started during the closing operations of the Ancient City lab, and operations right now are just beginning for studies of Nether. Now, we are collaborating with the same army branch that helped us get the warden, the Shulker branch from the ASI army. Their commander is really helpful when it comes to this. We just need to catch a lot of creatures for our studies on them. But our mineral lab is currently being set up, and the correct minerals and I wouldn't even call it wood. It's more of a mushroom. It's more of a giant fungus, if I have to say anything myself, is being collected and put in the sampling bay. Well, that is all I have for me right now. The creature analyzing part of the lab has been fully constructed. It is done, and we are currently studying the creatures, varying from the piglins to hoglins to magma cubes to wither skeletons and all others that we managed to find that we could contain. The only creature we could not contain was the ghast. And the ghast is, honestly, we can't fit it in here. We'd have to create its own containment chamber outside the lab. And the ASI gave us a set amount of money in order to make this lab. And we cannot go over budget, otherwise it'll cut into our funding for our next lab. I personally don't want that, because I want to get every single part of my studies out. I'm just a little bit spiteful about the Ancient City lab being closed early. But anyway, I was rambling off topic for a little bit. Anyway, the creature analyzing lab is done, and we're currently analyzing the behaviors of the creatures. Isn't it fascinating? It's fascinating that barely any creature that is living and not fully dead, it can't flee to the overworld without becoming zombified. This mainly only happens in piglins and hoglins. If they are shoved into the overworld in a matter of, I forgot how much. I think it's like 15 seconds for them to be zombified. In a matter of that amount of time, they become zombified, and there's no cure for them. Their zombified variants are passive, unlike the piglins. The piglins are aggressive if you're not wearing gold armor. That's the thing with the piglins. They love gold. You can trade with them. They'll give you random stuff. We had a field team go all the way to a bastion before they were spotted by a brute who saw through their shiny goldness. But they went over to a bastion to trade, and we got an interesting sample back. Hold up. Jerry, could you bring in sample 6414? Thank you. Now, this sample right here is called ancient debris, and this is very, very tough. So tough that you can't even mine it with conventional tools. You need to have diamond pickaxe to mine it out. And the piglins have it in their bastion chests. Now, the studies on this are still going on. This is not going into the mineral lab. This mineral is gonna stay with us until the information is released about it when the lab closes. But we have the current information about it, and studies are still going on about it. Hopefully we are able to make weapons and armor with this, because honestly, it has potential. Well, after the strip mining operation that we did to see if the nether had any interesting minerals within its crust, or netherrack, as we would like to call it, we found more of that same sample. We found more of it along with another sample called nether quartz, which the ASI has been providing to us to build our labs. They've been providing the nether quartz to us, and we originally did not know where it came from until we mined it out. But anyway, back to it. Once we figured out we could smelt it into a thing that we're calling another. I think, Jerry, what do we call that sample again once it's melted? Netherite scraps? Why specifically scraps? Because it looks like garbage? No. That certainly explains a lot. But anyway, we got a certain number of scraps. And we decided to use gold. And we came out with this. It is a netherite ingot. It is one of the toughest things we've been able to find. And we're going to see if we can try to merge it with a diamond sword, because we already know that we could do something with it. The ASI has experimented with metal. A metal with it. I think it is this netherite, but I'm not sure. But once these publications come out, it will be well known. Anyway, I'm gonna go test it. I'll be back soon. Okay, just got back from that test. We decided to use a smithing table for this. Oh, yes, it's not some kind of big machine science thing that you'd expect us to use. But we used this because we thought that a smithing table would work well instead of using your standard machine. And I decided to use my diamond sword with it. And I got this sword. A sword that is lava resistant, is slightly more powerful, and honestly, much better. It's much more durable, it's much more powerful. Honestly, it's worth it. Now comes the hard part. We're going to have to get masses of these if we can test this with every diamond tool to see if we can do it. And now then, yeah. Oh, yeah, Bill? No, you're not making sense. Samuel? You two aren't making sense. What are you talking about? What are you two talking about? Wait, are you serious? The board of directors is here? Oh, great. Great. Oh, hey. I wasn't expecting to see you here today.
Hemi, I have come to inform you that this lab operation is ending.
No, let's talk this out. You have to talk to me. We signed an agreement to do this. You have to talk to me about this. We have to continue the operations of this lab. We are just starting the mineral lab, and we have to continue it. Just let.
Your begging won't be necessary. The other board of directors has decided that the funding for this lab is being completely cut.
Why is it being cut? We're not even done with this lab. At least with the Ancient City lab, we were almost done with operations of the lab. You're cutting our operations halfway through our research. You can't do this. How am I supposed to tell everyone else?
You have 2 days to pack everything up and leave this lab for good. Everything must be shipped off to us by the 15th of this month.
So you just dodged my question of why you're doing this. You dodged it completely. Why? 2 days. You were giving us 2 days. That's not enough time to get all of our value data packed up and shipped off. Why? We didn't even do anything wrong. Just, come on. Work with me here.
I'm not going to tell you why we are doing this, but I will tell you that the Treasury, one of the board of directors managing the fundings for projects at the ASI, has approved your funding for your end lab. But it's gonna be cut in half.
Fine. I will do with your demands. I will close this lab down in 2 days and everything shipped off to you by the 15th. And at least I do get a lab with some sort of funding. At least you're not going to elaborate why it's going to be cut in half. Because you're not going to tell me anything. You're just going to leave me in the dark again. Have a good day. And I'll see you around. Come on, people, let's do this. We have to get everything shipped off by tomorrow. Everything is going to the ASI by the 15th. That means everything needs to be packed and stowed aboard the shuttle right above the portal. Everything will be put in there. Everything. If you have any questions, ask me. And please, for certain files, please come to me to tell me, because we need to have our physical copies of the files. The ASI can have their own copy. Oh, I didn't realize it was recording. All convenient because I was going to go record this anyway. Okay. Funding has been completely cut for the ASI Ancient City Lab once. Then it was cut again for the Nether Lab. And now it's been cut again, but this time in half for the End Lab. Operations haven't even started at the End Lab and it's already been cut in half. I'm a little spiteful about this. This lab, we weren't even halfway through. We haven't even started research on the mineral lab. Our logs are barely even written. Yeah? On that file? Oh, files go over there. They go into that barrel. Yeah. Oh, make sure that we also have a copy of that file. Okay? Okay, good. Great. I didn't see that file that he was holding. I really hope it wasn't something confidential. Yeah. Anyway, this is my final log for the Nether Lab operations. Yet another failure. Funding cut again. I really hope the Unlab is something different. This is Hemi, signing off one last time for the nether lab. Come in. Why did you have to come here today?
The Guardian, you know Genesis, right?
Of course, I know who Genesis is. He's one of the biggest threats we have right now. Why do you ask that?
Well, Komisch just delivered their information from the Nether Lab, and it has something that made us concerned.
Alright, show me this. What is this? Oh no. They were the ones that found it? They were the ones that found Genesis? Well, I do thank you for bringing this information to me. I will be summoning the rest of the board to discuss this issue. Whatever Komisch is hiding, whatever Hemi is hiding, if they were hiding this information from us, who knows what else they could be hiding. I guess it is time that we look into them.